Okay, let's do an introduction to polynomials. What is a polynomial? Well, poly means many, and nomials means terms. Okay? So if I took an expression like x squared plus x plus 1, we would say that this has many terms, so this is a polynomial. And a polynomial with degree 2 is a polynomial. This is a quadratic, and quadratics are polynomials of the smallest degree. If I had x to the power 3 plus x squared plus x plus 1, this is a cubic polynomial. You have quartic polynomials, and you have even polynomials with x to the power 5 and x to the power 6. But we don't really know their special names because we tend to stick to the quadratic, the cubic, as well as the quartic. Okay. Now, let's say we've got a polynomial x to the power 6 plus 4x squared minus 3x plus 7. And I'm actually going to put a 2 in here as well. All right, so let's give some terminology and some names to some of these things. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So each of those is a term. And the variable is x. And the highest power is 6. 6 is our highest power. And we would say that the 2, the 4, and the negative 3 are coefficients. Okay? And notice that with negatives you have to include the negative. Okay? The negative 3. These are what we call coefficients. And that's a really important term to know as well. The 2 then is what we call the leading coefficient. Now, the last thing I want to show you is the 7. The 7 doesn't have a variable next to it, and the 7 therefore never changes, so we're going to give it the name constant. Constant meaning it doesn't change like variables do, it's constant. Okay, let's try simplifying polynomials. So let's say we have a function p, p stands for polynomial, and we have x squared plus 3x minus 4x plus 7x squared, and we're going to simplify. We simplify by combining like terms. What does that mean? Combine like terms. Well, I've got 1x squared here and 7x squared there. 1x squared plus 7x squared makes 8x squared. I have 3x's here and I have negative 4x's there. 3x take away 4x is negative 1x. And that's simplifying polynomials. All right, one more thing. Let's say I'm going to take p, the function p, and I'm going to say p in terms of x is 8x squared take away x. Notice that this function and this function are the same. All I've done is I've introduced the x in brackets, and that tells us that the function is going to be written in terms of x. That's all that x means there. And let's say that I want to evaluate p when x is 1. Okay, so instead of that x being x, I'm going to say x is now 1, which means these x's are going to be 1 also, like that. Okay, so we're substituting x for 1, so all the x's become 1, and we find that the value of p is 8, take away 1, which is 7. And that's evaluating polynomials. So the coordinate here is when x is 1, the value of p is 7. So that's a coordinate. 1, 7 is a coordinate. Let's say x is 2 this time. 8 times 2 squared. Take away 2. Let's see what that comes out to be. 8 times 2 times 2 is 32. 32 take away 2 is 30. So when x was 2, p was 30, and there's another coordinate. And we could keep on going and finding all the coordinates. Well, that's an introduction to polynomials. Good luck with your questions.